Welcome back for Game 2 of Relegations, Week 1 of North America. Team Flex versus Problem Solved. Problem Solved took game... What are you doing?
I think it looks better this way.
Thanks. Just so you guys at home know, this is Kevin's...
No!
Do you see that? You see that? Yeah?
At least I'm not
he holds his card every cast, guys. There's nothing on it. Nothing on it.
This is my analysis.
And it was upside down too, just
right
so you
here.
know. He holds it upside down with nothing on it.
Come on, man. I project an image onto it.
Yeah, have fun at my expense. I'll give it you back. Anyway, Game 2 is going to be underway. Problem Solved took Game 1 considerably well. It was a pretty dominant performance from them. Team Flex, I like their composition. Didn't work, though.
It didn't work. I liked it too. It just seemed that we talked about it earlier, when no matter how good your composition is, if you lose lane pressure everywhere, it's rough. And I think the Nox and Ravana could have held even, but they put themselves into some awkward spots, got picked off early.
The first pickoff really put them behind to begin with originally. And then decision after that to maybe go aggressive instead of clear the wave. They lost a bit of experience there too because they got denied in the jungle. Put them further behind.
And once the level 5 started coming out, it was still a couple level 4s on Flex, and then the kills just started happening and piling up. And Mattypocket couldn't hold his own against Bologna. And to be fair, it's Bologna, right? She's going to win lane, but she seemed to be more useful in team fights. Also got a lot of extra farm after those engagements when Matty had to back, and it just kind of snowballed out of control for Team Flex. But
Game 2, let's see how this one goes. Will they get Ravana again, Team Flex? And if they do, can they make an impact with it? Well, this time round, though, Problem Solved.
Put it in the solo lane, man.
Will be first pick.
Put it in the solo lane.
I think that's the big story there, is that we've seen Ravana win in the solo lane. We've not seen him win in the jungle.
That's true.
According to this.
Problem Solved, going to make sure Lassiz is uncomfortable once again, taking away his almost signature Giannis at this point. He does still have an Isis, but we know Hurriwind likes to pick it as well.
Capri banned away by Team Flex this time round, just to make sure that one's not available for either team. Either Problem Solved back to them. They could look for the Athena. No, they're going to take away Ao Kwang. They're looking for priority number 1 pick. I think we're going to see Ravana here by Flex.
Yeah, based on the Ao Kwang ban, they like him, but they need to make sure that Flex does not get him. Flex here, going to ban away Hurriwind's Isis, and I think, I don't know, Ravana's up still, but I guess they're not scared of it.
Baskin with Ravana? I don't want to deal with that.
I don't want to deal with Baskin in general,
Ain't nobody got time with that.
Someone just ban him from the game.
Well, they've not instant locked it this time around. Flex instant locked the Ravana last time before they even knew where they were going to put it, I feel. Problem Solved, though, they're considering the options a little bit more. They're going to go with Sol.
We forgot that she was available.
Well, she's been available, but at the same time, it's not...
But she's been banned. Honestly, I think every game of this tournament, this is the first time we saw her not banned. Immediately, Flex will draft the Ravana in response. Didn't work out for them last time, but like you said, they could start throwing it over into the solo.
But I can understand Problem Solved going, listen, let's just leave Ravana up. We didn't have a real issue with it with Team Flex last time. If they do the same as what they did last time, fine, we'll be okay.
And then Neith picked up 4 Oceans, and that was the thing that, Flex struggled with last game, was the fact that Oceans didn't have any lane pressure. And even though I would say he has definitely surprised everyone, that was the question for Team Flex was, all right, Oceans is this random guy from ranked. How well is he going to do? And so far, I've seen great performances, but if he's a level 2, 3, and even, a couple thousand gold behind, he can't make use of it.
And the big thing about the Neith pick there is it's to deal with Sol potentially. If Sol's going to be in the duo lane, they're like, listen, we've got Neith here. We'll be fine in this lane if that's the case. The response from Problem Solved here, Homiefe going for the Thor. Great pickup against Neith.
Thor has such an easy time ganking Neith. Even if she backflips his ultimate, he knows exactly where she's going to land. You find the wall, you hit the double tap guaranteed, and then you got spin to win. And, she may be able to root you in place, but she's going to take most of that damage. And at that time, the rest of the team should be able to follow up. It's going to be Athena going over to Incon this time.
Kind of have to pick that one, especially when Geb's already locked in. Otherwise, you're going to get Athena banned away. Chiron taken off the table by Flex. We did see Rama picked up by Metyankey last time, so I don't think he's too worried about not being able to play Chiron here, or probably Ho-Yi expect to ban on here as well.
Freya banned away by Problem Solved, and I actually haven't seen too many scrims with Freya involved.
That could be. I mean, maybe it's a jungle ban.
This is
jungle Freya.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe Flex have been running jungle Freya
potentially. Oh, it could have been. It could have actually been the Hunter Freya Neith mid.
That's
true.
Which
is a possibility. We've seen that a few times
But we really haven't seen Lassiz run anything outside of mages. I think he had like a small stint when Heartseeker meta was a thing.
Chronos as well. So Problem Solved really think that they were going to go for some sort of hyper mage carry here this game.
Yeah, in the dual lane. And
it must have been the dual lane.
That's my assumption as well. But looks like Problem Solved smelled that one out, if that's exactly what they were planning. And Batz going to go to Daretocare in the jungle.
Ravana will be in the solo lane this time. And that was one of the things I was thinking about game 1. Did they run it in the jungle because Mattypocket's not got too much experience playing Ravana yet and he's not fully comfortable on it?
But here's the thing is that now Problem Solved know that, which means Baskin's going to have the counter pick whatever he wants into the Robin. It could just be the Bologna again. She's still available, and obviously a very strong lane dominator. I don't exactly know her direct matchup with Robin that well, so we'll have to see. I know Baskin does, though.
Well, the Poseidon pick instigates here that Sol's probably going to be in the duo lane. If Neith was going to be the mid lane, it has a rough time against the Poseidon just because Whirlpool Kraken without purification is going to be confirmed. What's the last pick going to be? It's going to be a tier as well for the solo lane.
Okay. Someone has that, a god that can clear lane pretty easily and also, more importantly, has a lot of self-sustain in his kit, and he'll be matched up against the Robin. Final pick coming through for Lassiz, and it will be Agni. And I think the Agni was actually banned away the last game.
It was indeed, but it was up against the Isis as well, which is one of the reasons I think they looked at potentially leaving that one available.
Didn't want the counter.
They looked for the Frey and the Kronos again this time instead. So Tyr up against the Raven in that lane. Now, in that lane, we've got the strong god in Raven, but we've got the experience in the solo lane of Baskin. Baskin's been around in the solo lane for a long time. Mattypocket, pretty new to the role in general.
You know, he played... Mattypocket's, like, all of Team Flex are basically legacy players. These guys have been competing
multiple roles, too.
2012. Mattypocket, okay, so funny story, because we haven't seen Mattypocket compete in an SPL in a while. I remember someone looked up his account, and his account ID number was like 164.
That's really low.
And that is including the dev accounts that were made beforehand. So Smite was released in a beta. Mattypocket has the 164th account in Smite.
Ever created.
That's how long he's been playing. And that's including dev accounts from before the game was even released.
But have we ever seen him solo lane in competitive play?
I think a little bit, but not at the highest levels. He typically, old school Matty was a dual lane support-esque player. And then, you know, he went into coaching as the game got more challenging and more in-depth. And he did a fantastic job with Cognitive. Last season, though, he came back as a support player once again. Tries to make it into the SPL, fails, I think, in 2 splits. And now he's back in the solo lane, so it's going to be hard for him. It's not the easiest role.
Problem solved at the beginning of this game. No invade from them this time round. They didn't group up and look to try and get a first blood onto Team Flex. Instead, they're playing the safe options. Hurriwind's going to be on this Poseidon this time round. And Hurriwind, he's pretty well known for having playing the sort of mid laners that have big burst ultimates. He was very good with Kulkulkan. He had good raw plays, and now he's going to be playing Poseidon this time around with these Krakens.
I remember him for Vulcan. So before Pretty Prime was even playing Vulcan, it was actually Hurriwind playing Vulcan in the SPL Season 1. Now, the team couldn't win with it. The team was low tier to begin with, but still, he is known for these bursts. And the thing about Hurriwind is he's always been good, but behind the scenes, it's always been the fact that he tilts very easily. If you dive him and get a couple early kills, he just starts playing terribly. But problem solved. A lot of their players have publicly said that they fixed most of their problem.
He's in trouble there. He's going to try and get back to safety because Homiefe might try and put the pressure on. No, only just hit level 2, but they've got the wave clear, which means they're going to get left, and Harpies here are problem solved. And I don't think there's a whole lot Team Flex can do about it. Lassiz was clearly looking for the Path of Flames through. Couldn't find it, though.
Nope. Lassiz, yeah, still level 1, has to clear the wave with his Path of Flames just to hit level 2 to even think about contesting that. And so far, 2 games in a row, problem solved. They have a lot of pressure in this mid-jungle duo.
Back to mid lane we go once again, and once again Problem Solved have the advantage. Double tap did hit onto Lassiz there, so gets forced back a little bit. Lassiz under pressure with the Berserker Barrage, gets the dash away just in time, but he's very, very low. He does have a health potion ticking, but I don't think he's going to give him enough to be able to stick around too much longer.
And Homiefe double taps Daretocare as well. He's got his health potions ticking, but now Problem Solved are going to be able to seal away these right-hand side back Harpies as they just spawn in. And Baskin actually losing this lane early so far.
Well, that's kind of to be expected. It is tier early against a Raven. I mean, Raven will have a little bit of extra push
mid lane.
Mid lane, though, still pressure again as Lassiz gets back to safety, well aware that he could get aggressed on. Dual lane, however, we are seeing the Neith and Incon get the pressure on that Athena in this dual lane. They're very, very passive at the moment. Is problem solved.
You know, Geb really struggles early. It's hard to clear, especially against the Athena. The thing about Athena is a lot of times she can't sit in the front of wave and use her abilities, but in this matchup directly, she can. So she can get the shield wall off, puts out a lot of pressure, and honestly, Neith as well, Spirit Arrow almost clearing the wave in the first couple
onto Lassiz again by the looks of it. Had to dash away, but Green being chased down by Homiefe. It looks like Lassiz is in the whole world of hurt, trying to duke out these abilities, but the enhance from Homiefe will pick up first blood after another good rotation left. Right hand side though, Baskin gets a kill onto Mattypocket solo. Left on lane, they're still pressuring, but 2 quick kills in favor of problem solved.
And the boars, the boar timer just coming up as well, and you know, Mattypocket's going to continue to struggle and fall behind as his jungle gets stolen away. I mean, it's the same thing as game 1. Problem solved are winning almost every single lane. Now, dual lane, it has the pressure right now, and maybe Oceans and Incon can get something rolling, but for now, it's the jungle and the mid lane that are so important and critical to the game, and Mattypocket actually just ignored.
Yeah, they didn't actually go for a kill there complete at all.
I'm surprised they didn't even try and poke him. Like, it's understandable if, you know, you poke him and, you know you can't get the kill, but they just ignored him.
Their own balls are going to be taken down here for problem solved as well, extending their golden experience lead a little bit more, just over 1,000 early on for 3 minutes. Left-hand side, Weevil comes out from Daretocare, though he gets the creeps as well. Jigz in a bit of trouble, shields himself, which leaves Metyankey in a rough spot, trying to juke around and get his 3 off to just give him some sustain, but he stuck around a little bit too long there.
I think he was trying to
stun
bait as Hurriwind came in, but that was awkward for Metyankey. I understand the point.
Jigsaw 4. Trying to roll in. We've got Hurriwind in the corner. Lassiz aware of it. Lassiz does not have his ultimate available to stop this. Incon a little bit caught out of position, but the bait was good from him in the end. Able to ult away back to safety and keep the rest of his team alive.
So good play from Daretocare, recognizing that the dual lane of problem solved were doing their boars, and with the Neith ult they would be able to try and pick up a kill. And the thing was, though, is that Metyankey and Jigz actually were able to juke enough to get out of there safely. Metyankey, though, stands in place because Hurriwind's coming over, and he's trying to bait, but the corporeal form didn't last long enough. He thought it was going to last a little bit longer, and unfortunately gets picked up on the end of that one.
Rotation into the jungle from problem solved. They do get a wall onto Dare, but there's no follow-up. The Kraken Laser was available, but chose the option of caution here and just pressuring the mid lane again. Problem solved a little bit, I'm going to say, a bit more reserved this game with the aggression so far.
They're not going too crazy right now, but I think that they recognize that they can't necessarily dive in as easily this game. They don't have the massive lead that they had, you know, 6-7 minutes into the last match where every single lane was ahead by a couple levels and they could really abuse their lead. Baskin, though, going to look to try and counter the blue buff, but it's already been secured by Mattypocket. Look at this, though. Homiefe rotating around the middle.
Bombs drop, but a good purification. Kraken hits onto Incon, but it's the tankiest target for now. Weevil from Daretocare keeps Incon alive as well, but he's still going to get chased down. Thor is going to the sky. Homiefe looking to try and find Incon. He doesn't have a dash. He jukes it out, but can they find Incon?
Berserker's barrage up in a couple seconds, and there's the ult coming from the Neith here. One more auto, not in time. Good taunt. Baskin over the top. He's going to lock him down, and now Lassiz dashes aggressively after getting knocked up from the Fearless, and he's in an awkward spot, but Jigz not going to let Lassiz chase too deep.
And Lassiz going to fall down to Baskin again, so he gets a double kill there. Jigz' rotation to support. The shield was great. The knockup was even better. The whole of Problem Solver survive, and 2 members of Team Flex fall on a skirmish in the mid lane where they were the ones that aggressed.
1,500 in the... Can we actually take a look at the items here real quick? Because I wanted to see something. And so I'm pretty sure Hurriwind had his boots completed there. But more importantly, look at Lassiz's build. He only had boots 1 and that early Doom Orb. And honestly, he just didn't have any damage online because he got pressured out so early. He died for first blood, had so many camps taken, wasn't able to farm, and he just didn't have the damage. If he had boots completed, I think we would have saw him pick someone up there.
Homiefe shows his presence over on the right-hand side. His left-hand lane looks like once again some aggression as Daretocare's here. Good taunt to make Yankee jump in, but the knock-up from Jigz was well-timed to stop Yankee getting aggressed on anymore.
Incon's timing is so good. As soon as the Disasperate ends, excuse me, that word. Incon's taunting directly out of it.
Avoids the wall. Back to tower with the dash. We'll be able to farm up quite safely here and doesn't have to worry too much for now. But as you said, he's a little bit of gold behind here. There's about 600 difference between him and Hurriwind here. As Mattypocket, though, starting to have his way with things, as Ravana generally does in these lanes.
Yeah, we saw Baskin able, I think, to pick up a solo kill at first, but Matty's done a great job of farming back into it. Only a couple hundred gold behind. Lassiz gonna dash aggressively, gets stunned out. Double tap. Kraken, what in the world?
No follow-up from Incon or the rest of his team. He felt like they could find a pick there, but they weren't able to.
That?
I just think it was unfortunate. Taunting mid lane though, Daretocare's there with the Fear No Evil. The Fear No Evil was not well aimed though. They don't have the kill. He's going to go in for it though, but he's in the whirlpool, using the purification piece to try and find it down. Double tap from Homiefe, keeps everyone alive. Weaver comes out, but Jigz is there with the shield and a body block. And now there's a rotation coming in from Baskin too. And Incon's in trouble with the dash being down.
Lawbringer over the top, taunt from Incon. He's trying to juke around the tower, but it's not going to be enough. And Baskin finishes off Incon 7-1 in kills. Mattypocket a little bit late on the rotation. Jigz going to knock him up, and Homie with that Geb shield just going to kite around the creeps for now. Baskin is stealing away the red buff in the meantime, and once again, Team Flex losing in every single lane. Oceans so far has done a good job of staying even, but Incon has been a non-factor in the rest of the team fight.
Sorry, Matty's all the way left. Baskin's all the way left is what I meant to say. He's actually stealing away the picks in this left-hand side. Oceans
he's
can
a
really
dual laner.
just
Support
watch
tier.
this right now. Yankee's in support, and Oceans needs to watch himself. Tries to return damage onto Yankee, but still getting poked heavily by Baskin there. So a quick retreat from here. Daretocare unable to find anything.
And honestly, Ocean's having to back in an awkward spot there. Lassiz going to counter ward level 7, 4 levels behind Baskin. That right there is kind of the lead. Just
what are you going to do? He's just saying, what are you going to do in this situation?
That's the Omega play. That is that Omega play right there.
Matty has pushed all those minions to the tower, so Baskin's losing a little bit of farm there. He's collected some elsewhere, but now his little bit of showmanship and showboating. Oh my god, maybe he's not going to pay Baskin. So Hurriwind with the Kraken, the bait ended up working out for them. And now Incon, though, trying to turn it around with Agni.
This is honestly a good fight if they can lock down Basket there. There goes the Geb shield. Basket stays alive. And Homiefe around the corner lands. Lassiz gets sniped over the wall by Metyankey. Mattypocket does finish off Basket in the back, but he's going to be locked down by the tower. Double kill. And he will trade out with Hurriwind somehow.
Ocean's trying to fight 2v1 here. Jukes out the ability as well, but has to go back to safety again. The World Weaver helped set up Mattypocket to pick up the second kill before he did fall, but the golden experience lead, it hesitated at the moment, but it's still in problem solve's favor.
2 for 2, 2,000 gold lead there. Honestly, this game feels much... it doesn't feel as close as a 2,000 gold lead. It feels like Problem Solved have full control. They have the momentum. They have the pressure in every single lane outside of Duo. And even now, Metyankey, he's farmed back into it after these last 2 engagements. Ocean hasn't been able to farm, and Metyankey's rotated and found himself a kill. And look at this, mid lane, Homie.
They're trying to make something happen here. Jumps to the monkey, drops a Finno even on Homiefe. Instantly Jigz with a big shield to get him out of danger. Has to use the beads though to get him back to safety and the hammer. But Homiefe lives, and they waste the Finno Evil there. Taunt and all the bombs on Agni.
Honestly, if Lassiz had a couple more stacks into his Dome Orb, he would have been fine. But so far, he's found himself with 4 deaths. Hurriwind doing a great job of holding that Kraken until Lassiz is in a poor position. And because he can't go Sanctuary, you know, with the recent change in Relics, Lassiz is stuck with his Purification, which means he is not immuning the damage from Kraken. He can only hope to beat the Whirlpool and get out of the center of it.
And no Doom Mob coming online here for Poseidon either. If you can see where he's going into this, looks like either going straight for Chronos Pendant potentially.
This is a bad position for
Around the corner comes the wall down from Homiefe, but they don't manage to find any follow just yet. But Homiefe's not done. Lassiz is in a lot of trouble here. He does not have Purification available. Incon has to ult him defensively. Misses the ult, does Homiefe. The wall will be available soon, but the Kraken is there and Hurriwind finds it.
And look at this, Incon on low. He's going to dash out, and it's Batz. Is he going to teleport into this fight? No, chooses better of it. He recognizes 4-on-1 probably not the best, especially with that shield doing so much. I mean, that was like half of Homie's life bar.
Can we just check Jigz as well? I just want to see if he's maxing shield, because it seems like he's getting a big thing over here. Jigz at the moment, what was he? Yeah, he's maxed his shield, which is making a big impact in these engagements more than you'd think.
And I like that decision because he has so much damage on his team, especially early. They just do so much burst. There's no need for him to have the Shockwave level up to where he can do more damage. He'd rather save it for saving. He'd rather have that shield to save his friends, to save his teammates. And honestly, there's been a lot of times where they have gotten out because of the shield.
And it really helps because of the burst that you'll see coming out from an Agni as well. If you can get a big shield on him, those bombs just end up doing nothing to the HP bar because they had so much of a big shield on them.
Especially Lassiz. Like we said, 5 deaths. He's got to do more online. He can't get it stacked past 12 at this moment. And Basket continuing to just fight 2v1, doesn't even care. Mattypocket on half-life, but I don't think Basket's going to be able to finish off a kill.
I don't think either of them are really going to kill. Agni was potentially, we're going to rotate around there, but instead he's trying to farm up mid-Harpies for the time being before we see Problem Solve try and collapse on for those ones too. Hurriwind and Homie stalking, finding Incon. Wall.
My favorite part of this is how Hurriwind and Homie, they don't immediately just go, oh, we caught you, let's spin all of our abilities into you.
Solid's currently doing red buff at the moment, surrounded by multiple members. I think he's feeling himself a little bit more. Jukes out Ocean's ability though, gets the red buff for free, and aggression onto Oceans again, who's losing this trade at the moment.
Metyankey, not going to keep up the fight. Actually, is going to just continue to try and outtrade Oceans. The boards are going to be stolen away. You can see Homiefe waiting around those mid camps. His ultimate is available. I'm pretty sure he wants to go in as soon as possible.
Daretocare tries to swing around to support this aggression from the duo lane, but there's also support coming out as well from Problem Solved. Homiefe and Hurriwind are here. Fear no evil from Daretocare though, looking for the pick onto Soul, but the ethereal form really paying off. The taunt is available, or is it? No, the drums are dropped. A big shield from Jigz means Incon is now out of position on the backside. Homiefe was going in, didn't really find anybody, but Incon still falls.
Kraken not available, but Lassiz on low health. He has to be forced out there. Daretocare trying to dive and finish off Metyankey, but unfortunately for him, he didn't notice when he jumped over the wall. He had already started that corporeal form, and the second the Fear No Evil came out, popped right that second. Unfortunate for Dare.
Baskin now rotates to the mid lane here. You saw Mattypocket going back to base and after clearing the wave, and Baskin just doing his best to continue
Still
forward.
only a 2,400 gold lead. Like, it does not feel... This feels like it's a 5,000 or 6,000 gold lead.
But that's credit to Team Flex right now for how well they're doing and continuing to farm, even though they're losing jungle, even though they're losing pressure in the game in terms of 12-3 on the scoreline. But no gold Furies have fallen, so they're still not out of this Team Flex. They're up against it, though.
Mattypocket dead even in gold. Homie in a bad spot, forced to purification. There comes the Kraken in response, and Hurriwind, another purification. Doesn't want to get stunned out.
A lot of purification wasted. Incon and Jigz both here as well. Those two supports have initiation to their names. If one of them can find it first, that's what you're looking for. Jigz knocks up Lassiz after being zoned away from going back to the tower, but there's no more for now. Keep an eye on Incon though, but there's a rotation from Yankee here, and we may see Flex back up immediately.
It looks like they'll just reset into the tower. Baskin's rotated as well. 5-member strong is Problem Solved in this mid lane here. I don't know if they're trying to force the tower or just looking to find a kill and bait a fight here.
Ocean's tried to make the rotation as well to join Metyankey. Gets hit by a wall and a double tap. Meanwhile, blinking from Baskin. Sorry, that was a Lawbringer in. And he hits the Whirlpool to Incon. He's annihilated. Hurriwind though falls quickly to Mattypocket. Mattypocket looking for another kill onto Metyankey. Uses the ultimate, but a big shield from Jigz keeps him alive. On the backside, Baskin is out of mod. It can't continue as a Cataclysm hits Mattypocket. It's not enough to bring him down though. Jigz rolls away. Is still in the mid lane. The pressure onto Baskin is not enough to turn it around. And Team Flex find a very good fight. 2 for 1.
Really good control by Flex. Ocean's hitting a critical 2-man route at the end of that fight, because honestly, Mattypocket was getting chased down. Homiefe was ripping through him with Berserker's Barrage, and now that's going to open up Flex to try and force this Gold Fury. Teleport in by Mattypocket. Incon pop sprint just so he can get in position and try and defend this. Corporal form is popped here. Gold Fury does go the way of Team Flex, and honestly, Jigz could die here.
Jigz can die here. Lassiz just charged in, but a good wall once again from Homiefe will keep Jigz alive. But Mattypocket is putting the beat down onto Homiefe. He does jump to his hammer in time, however, and Team Flex starting to retreat for the time being. Or is it because Mattypocket was thinking about going aggressive on Metyankey there?
And honestly, Team Flex already back into this. I talked about it. Yeah. It was a 2,400 gold lead. It wasn't massive. Now down to 600. There's this experience lead at 4,000, which is really the whole point of that momentum. But honestly, I feel like Problem Solved was just trying to force fights and farm kills more than anything, because we never saw them force objectives, try and go for the Gold Fury. They just wanted to brawl, an all-out brawl, and because of that, they fall the second they lose a team fight, and the lead they had is already gone.
And this is good rallying from Team Flex here. Their support and jungler are the ones that have been behind, but the rest of the team is starting to get themselves into these later stages. Mattypocket making a big impact with those rotations now, 4-2-0, and he's actually a little bit ahead of experience at the moment over Baskin.
And this is the power of Robin once he gets ahead, once he doesn't get behind and in a position where he's just going to be immediately bursted. Nice overhead kick from him, going to immediately knock up and just trying to put out some more poke.
For Hurriwind might look for the big Kraken there, just knowing that overhead kick was on cooldown.
That's not enough. I mean, look, he's got Bulwark online. I mean, Mattypocket's not dying to a Kraken for a long time.
And this is before we see the Frostbound Hammer come online as well, because when that one hits for Mattypocket on that Ravana, he'll be able to stick to a target even easier.
You can see the rotation from Jigz and Hurriwind in the mid lane. And now, for me, you talked about the jungler and support getting back into it, but for me, it's Lassiz. It took him so long to finish Diem, but when he finally completed, he died like 2 or 3 more times. Now, he's 45 stacks in. He's only 600 gold behind, it's been extended a little bit, but about 800 gold behind Hurriwind, and he's starting to really get his damage online. Looks like he's working on Book of Thoth.
Yeah, the extra relic will definitely help him, though. Now that he's hit that level 12, level 13, the extra relic of the Sanctuary will keep him alive up against the Kraken that can come out here. He needs the purification to deal with the likes of the Walls and the Fearlesses, but then the Kraken is the other issue. It's one of the reasons you're seeing Poseidon start to come back into the meta.
Baskin and Mattypocket rotating in from the soul lane, as we've seen in most of the games in this Relegations. heavy rotations from both quads. Jigz, does he have Blink online? He does. It looks like he's looking to force an engage, but no one else on his team is set up in position. Homie and Hurriwind were a little bit back in that mid lane, but problem solved, they want to force this fight. You can tell based on their positioning.
But this rotation from Flex from Oceans to come to the mid lane means that left-hand side Metyankey is the one that's going to get a free tower. Incon's trying to force something here with Mattypocket, but instead they just lose a tier 1 tower for free at the moment.
And problem solved, that's their defensive positioning, but there it goes. Jigz blinks in, 5-man Cataclysm, no follow-up though. And now he's on full retreat as Mattypocket swinging into him. Root's gonna miss, and now it's gonna be Baskin actually blinking in, and Met's rotating in from the side.
Good bomb from Lassiz just to keep Baskin away. Now Metyankey turns up to this engagement too, looking for some pressure, but gets taunted. Kraken comes out, Kraken hits nobody's Mattypocket, he's forcing a beat down. Baskin on the back with a Lawbringer, fearless chain up to Oceans, who's in a world of hurt there. He's got support from Incon, but Baskin's still giving chase. Not enough to find the kill though, as Daretocare zoned away Baskin. Team Flex all survive, but the tier 1 tower in mid lane can be pressured now by problem solved.
No one dies. Metyankey, oh, Homie was in the air, doesn't elect to land on anyone. Oh. In trouble is Metyankey, but he really wants this tower. He's left alone in the mid lane. Homie's there in case he needs an escape out with that Thor wall, but honestly, that was the strength of the solo laners, in my opinion. Baskin and Mattypocket, both players were on the backline carries, almost 3v1ing, and neither of them can lock the players down. Jigz doing a great job of keeping Hurriwind and Homie alive, but in the meantime, mid lane here, Incon could be in a little bit of trouble. Great wall from Homie.
The wall was in the rough position though, so he can dash away, and that bomb will stop Metyankey from going aggressive. No, it won't. The shield from Jigz is good. The ultimate from Yankee let him down though, because he could have found that kill.
Just off the mark there. The soul ult's so hard to read where your opponent's going to walk through. You really need some form of setup to lock him in place, and it just wasn't there. In the meantime, though, Mattypocket going to continue to farm up this right-hand side and steal away
the scoreline does not reflect how close this game is right now, Adonis. It really doesn't.
No,
the scoreline feels like problem solved is dominating this, but they're really not right now.
They were. So that's the thing, though, is they were until that first team fight that Team Flex won cleanly. They got the gold tier, and ever since then, problem solved don't have the pressure or the ability to just 100-0 someone like they did in the early game with the Kraken.
A little bit aggressive here, little bit aggressive. They do get that blue buff stolen, but now there's being collapsed on. Luckily though, Hurriwind is around the corner with the Whirlpool, but Jigz is in trouble, has to Cataclysm, Fear No Evil forced as well. They're looking for the pick onto Jigz, but the Kraken comes out, only really hitting Mattypocket as Lassiz from the back gets picked, potentially by Homiefe here, tries to pop some damage before he gets hit with the Sanctuary, and Fearless comes out from Baskin defensively. Whirlweaver comes out from Oceans, hits onto Homiefe as Baskin's still trying to fight 3.
Finds a 2-man Fearless, but he has no backup. Kind of just fighting into nothing at this point. He's going to get locked in place. Actually, Lawbringers still going. And Hurriwind has rotated back in. There's going to be the Whirlpool. Oceans on one hit. Basket juking out. Can he turn it around? No. Oceans finds the last hit.
Here though. Metyankey has a lot of damage online. Corporeal form down though, and he doesn't want to continue the chase. Problem solved went in very, very deep then, and they didn't get the results they really wanted from that.
The later this game goes, the better off it is for Team Flex. They have the Ravana. In addition, they have Daretocare on this Hun. Batz going to be a great purification burner and someone who just really controls the team fight if you have damage elsewhere in your team comp, which is Ravana and this Agni. Lassiz, still level 14, 20 minutes in, but almost has some big items online.
And the big thing as well is that Jigz with these shields early on, that he maxed the shield first of all. It's made big impacts to keep his teammates alive, but as the game goes on, those shields don't have as big an effect as they used to at the beginning of the game.
Homie and Hurriwind were so far ahead in that jungle mid combination, but they haven't really extended. You can see Homie only level 14 and Hurriwind only level 16. There's been a lot of fighting, but because they haven't been able to finish off the kills, they're not getting the farm they need. Just tower slowly, and now problem solved going to force their first gold fury of the game. Incon, though, waiting in the wings.
Incon is very aware of it, but he's got no support from his team just yet. He's taking a long time. He'll be calling that out to his teammates. I don't think Incon can really do too much alone, but here comes Batz. The somersault used.
Kraken.
The Gold Fury is getting lower. Kraken comes out to secure it. Problem solved. Get the Gold Fury. Incon trying to find a pick or something onto maybe Jigz. Jigz in the world of hurt, but the wall, so the shield keeps him alive as Homiefe dunks in as well. Round the side comes Baskin, but because he's there, Flex back out and have to give up a Gold Fury and don't get any credit for any kills.
The call from problem solved there was to retreat, and I love the decision, but now Team Flex, they actually took the right-hand tier 1. Mattypocket was able to free farm that as Baskin was at the Gold Fury. And now Flex It looks like they want to pressure this tier 1 tower. Mattypocket in the front line, Lassiz waiting around the corner, and Baskin actually going to lock Incon into a bad spot. He's incredibly low, and there's Jigz, 4-man Cataclysm, knock up, and Incon somehow going to get out, but Mattypocket ripping through the back line of problem solved.
Matty's keeping him busy so his teammates can get away from danger. Oceans is the one under pressure here as Metyankey still chasing him down. Going to look for a slow. Lassiz with a very good bomb over the wall to keep him safe for now.
Look at Hurriwind, though, getting chased down by someone. I think it's Mattypocket. Actually, Mattypocket the one that's low. But should be able to escape for now. Look at problem solved. They're trying to pinch him. There's the sprint. There's the bulwark popped, and he should be able to get to tower safely.
He's just using Trident over and over again. Metyankey was actually looking for Oceans here. Instead, he gets aggressed on his Incon, comes in, taunt onto Jigz. Jigz in a bit of trouble again. Has a shield available if required. Baskin juggling what he can, but now he's going to be chased down by the team. Incon, no taunt for a few more seconds. Wall comes out from Homie, but there's a Fear No Evil.
Oh, but the Fear No Evil actually knocks Baskin away. Daretocare misplaced it. He wanted it towards him. Lassiz on one hit. Metyankey finding a nice stellar burst, but now he's rooted in place, and Oceans has been on point with those so far. There's the built-in Aegis, and a nice
wall. The Kraken!
Caught mid-dash!
Goodbye, Sweet Prince. 15-7. Nice combination of wall Kraken combo.
Now a 3,000 gold lead for problem solved, but at this point it doesn't even matter. I mean, it's just back and forth action. The lead hasn't extended past this.
Do you think this is going to be the season where we're just going to see constant action, or is it just because the people don't know?
It's fun.
It's great.
I think it'll slow down here as we get a little bit into the spring split, but for now I'm loving this action. So much fighting.
So much fighting.
And it's not free. It's not like hard snowball either. And I think a lot of that is attributed to the players really understanding how to fight from behind now in the 3rd season of Smite.
It's just around 2,500 gold lead here for Team, sorry, not for Team Flex, for problem solved at the moment.
Whoa.
With that Gold Fury really helping them out.
Look at these mid lane builds. So Lassiz finishing Book of Thoth has Demort finished, but I'm looking at, the cameraman, the observer highlighted it. Hurriwind building into a Fatalis. This is pure utility build. He goes the Chronos pin into the pin boots.
Is that Fatalis?
That's Fatalis. That's rank 2 of Fatalis.
So he's going for the Fatalis? Yeah, you're right. Why is he going Fatalis?
My assumption is the fact that both of these soul laners are diving onto the opposing mid laners every single engagement, and he wants the extra movement speed so he can create a little bit more space between himself and Mattypocket.
It can also help him reposition very quickly in a fight too to get in range of people.
I think Wingblade would have been better in this spot though. I mean, I guess he just wants to kite him around while auto-attacking?
Misspy?
Maybe. Like if it's Winged Blade, it makes sense.
Wingblade makes more sense.
You don't want to get slowed, you get that passive proc, and
unless he's going to go for the Polynomicon to go along with it.
I mean, I'm assuming he'll go poly eventually. I don't know. We'll have to see where Hurriwind's build goes.
Well, while we're waiting for that build to go, you can see Fire Giant is hovering and looming for both these two teams. As you can see, Problem Solved trying to group up here. Incon makes a good taunt off there and actually gets Purification and the shield of Jigz there.
That was a little bit of a miscommunication. Very rare for Problem Solved to have been playing as a team very well. Look at this, though. Metyankey actually rotated and got caught out. One more hit. Somehow he's going to get out.
Oh, the corporeal form of the wall is good from Homiefe. The Kraken's better as well from Hurriwind, but it's not enough damage to bring down Mattypocket as Baskin on the backside, still looking for a kill, but he takes a lot of poke.
Look at this, though. Mattypocket rampaging through as well. Can't do enough damage to finish off Hurriwind as Jigz. Nice shield and body blocks. And Lassiz, it looked like he wanted to chase onto Jigz there, but he's going to take a wall and a double tap to the face. But now it seems like the momentum has shifted. It's Team Flex that are winning. And Metyankey, a lot of times, has been getting out of position, but he got away with it a lot in the early game. Now, Team Flex, they have the damage to finish him off before the corporeal form goes off, and it's Homie in the mid lane in the meantime.
Doesn't find anything else up around the back. He's Baskin away for Lassiz, gets the Fearless Chain onto him. They're looking for Mattypocket next as the wall comes out from Hurriwind. So from Homiefe, Homiefe gets that kill as well. 17-7 is the scoreline now. It's a great turnover, but
I literally just said Team Flex. It looks like they're having the momentum now, and immediately problem solved. Come out of base. A big ult from Homiefe there, and he's going to reset the fight. 2 dead on the side of Flex, and now problem solved. They're going to be starting up this Fire Giant. Oceans
is the
closest. He's going to smell it out. Athena ult on top.
But immediately Lawbringer from Baskin straight into a Fearless Chain onto Incon. They've not really got the burst damage to bring down Incon just yet. As Jigz is getting relatively low there. You saw his bulwark pop, but the burst from Yankee is good enough for Incon to take a stumble and fall back to base.
Fire Giant got reset, it healed back up a little bit, and now it's Daretocare jumping in, but he thought it was lower, the Kraken not going to be enough. Fear No Evil, honestly it could tick through, no!
Problem solved, get it, and now Oceans has to backflip away to safety, but you can see around the corner, Homiefe looking to try and cut him off with the support of his teammates too. No backflip available, good Purification. Double tap was even better though from Homiefe, and Hurriwind gets credit with the in-hand on the kill, and the tier 1 tower on the right will fall as well.
That would have been a first for me. If Daretocare's Fear No Evil had pulsed the tick damage to finish off the Fire Giant. I have never seen that in Smite. That would have been crazy, but
that would have been good.
Problem solved. They finish it off, and now Lassiz just trying to secure his own back harpies. Tier 2 will fall here shortly, and problem solved, probably with a decent amount of gold in hand. Can we take a look at that before they back here? Looks like about 1,000, 2,000 across the board.
Good amount of gold for the boys of Problem Solved to go back and start buying up a few more items with. One thing I was going to mention is Hurriwind's build at the moment.
Kraken is tickling.
I was going to say, Kraken's not really doing much against the tanky targets. Is he there just to sustain and provide cripples now? Is that his whole job?
At that point, I would like to, instead of him building into this Rod of Tahuti, I probably would have liked to see him go Gem of Isolation and just make sure that his abilities can just slow and kind of be
the Fatalis too. I mean, the Trident will allow him to continue applying that over and over again, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, we'll have to see, though.
Or does that not happen? My bad if I'm
Yeah, it doesn't
I thought
happen.
it did.
No.
Oh, okay.
It enhances your auto attacks. It's an ability.
I thought it actually would.
It's not an actual ability. Well, no, it doesn't.
Feels bad.
That'd be OP.
So he looks like he's going to go for the Rod of Tahuti to join that as well for the extra damage. Instead of the Javelin of Isolation, Gold Fury, after the Fire Giant going down, is going to go the way Problem Solved here. It doesn't look like Flex is going to be in a position to contest this, especially with Jigz being on good zoning duty there on the left-hand side.
Jigz actually taken a lot of damage in these fights. He's taken big hits.
But he's been focused on giving the shields out to other people more often than not. Has been the big
He's honestly a point of bait.
Good taunt from Incon again onto Yankee, but a good shield again from Jigz. Removes any of that damage.
On point. Taking a look at player damage right now, Baskin, almost 20,000 to his name. He's just been bothering Lassiz. And actually a blinking.
Cataclysm from Jigz. Knock up onto Oceans and Lassiz, forcing them both back again. Blinking from Baskin. He gets pressure on Lassiz and forces Purification. Lorbrand on the back. Meanwhile, Mattypocket on the front line, trying to keep him off the tier 2 tower. Sanctuary force on Homiefe.
Look at Baskin.
But Mattypocket is doing what he can on the front, getting crackened up. Meanwhile, Baskin's fighting the others. It's the tale of two solo laners. Theodore Weevil misses from Daretocare's Homiefe, dunks in to pick up Lassiz, who used all his actives. Tier 2 tower falls, and problem solved. Move on for the Phoenix.
That's going to be a free Phoenix. Ocean's the only one here to defend this. Daretocare and Incon coming out of the fountain, but it's already been taken down. Tier 2 tower in mid, likely to be the next focused for problem solved. Couple players a little bit low, but Fire Giant going to heal them back up nicely.
Both those solo laners, though, did work in that engagement.
And that's been the whole thing all game, is that both solo laners are diving onto the back lines, but Baskin has been so much more effective at staying alive. Mattypocket is a nuisance. He's probably doing about as much damage, but the problem is that he is getting killed and Baskin is not.
It's also the fact that when we see Baskin go in and get the beads, get the sanctuaries off these teammates, then he gets the follow-up from the Thor afterwards to try and continue the reinitiation and find the pickup for kills. Meanwhile, Daretocare has been so focused on trying to keep Baskin out of the back line, he's not been able to follow in.
And so the funniest part about that last engagement is actually both solo laners decided now it's time to go back to my team. Mattypocket's going back to his squad on full retreat. Baskin's going back to his squad, and he actually picks up Mattypocket as they both meet in the middle of the fight.
So with that fight, the Phoenix does fall on the left-hand side. They're now starting to power down mid lane, a problem solved. Team Flex have to make a very good stand here if they can. They're looking for a big Fear No Evil more than anything else, I feel, here, Adonis.
Last Fear No Evil completely whiffed on Baskin, and
I mean, it could have been a different story if they did manage to pick up Baskin there as well in trade.
Maybe, but still, it was rough for them. And now Middle Phoenix going to start to be sieged up here. You can see Incon, he's been the aggressor, honestly, in a lot of these engagements, trying to force the early purification. And then Jigz just resets the fight and then counter-engages back in.
The blinks. Jigz has it. Baskin has the blinks too. There's a taunt from Incon, looking for some pressure onto Homiefe, who eats a bomb from Agni, but it's not enough to call any problems. Mattypocket zoning Metyankey away, getting focused, but gets hit by a Kraken. No, he doesn't. Overhead kick is good. Fear No Evil zones him away again. The bombs from Lassiz.
Fight reset. Now Jigz is looking for the blink cataclysm. I guarantee it. It's the same story as the last couple fights. Jigz wants in.
Will he go in is the question, though. They're just trying to force down this Phoenix at the moment. Most of the ultimates have been wasted.
Staying out of combat. There it is!
Blink Cataclysm. They find Lassiz, double tap, wall, followed up combo. Sanctuary's behind him a second, but the Whirlpool will be enough to take him down. Homiefe in the skies. Hurriwind gets deleted by the help of Incon and Mattypocket combining. Jigz and Metyankey both under pressure. Homiefe running for his life. They've left Yankee alone as Baskin on the back, though, just teleported in.
That wall actually knocks Incon out of position as well, but here it is. Metyankey trying to finish off Daretocare, not going to do it. Going to switch his attention. Oceans picks up Jigz, but now it's Baskin. One more hit. Metyankey finds the last hit. Fearless through. Mattypocket. Bulwark is activated. He's going to stay alive for now and be able to pick up Metyankey as he is a little bit out of position. Double tap. No overhead kick. Basket. Does he have the damage to finish it off?
In hand. from Homiefe. Secures the kill on Mattypocket. Now Incon surrounded, looking for cooldowns to get himself out of danger. Turn some damage back around a little bit. Force the bulwark onto Homiefe. But meanwhile, while this is all going on, Adonis, the Titan is falling.
Look at that. 3,000 health yet left. Excuse me. Baskin, he has a wave of fire creeps trying to push it in. Homie actually finds it. Incon? Was Incon trying to do the red buff by himself?
Not got a clue what was happening there, but meanwhile, Agni in the mid lane has to be respawned. Lassiz trying to defend. Baskin feeling himself.
Baskin.
Oh my god, the blink was good. The purification was better from Lassiz, but he's still under pressure. Fear no Weevil forced defensively to keep Lassiz alive. But that's...
This is my favorite play, because he's been doing this all game. The Lawbringer to get closer so you can blink onto your opponent, forces purification, and gets Daretocare's ultimate. And obviously, Daretocare not going to need it for a little bit, as problem solved, they're all just coming out of Fountain. But something to note, Lassiz, cheeky little...
Nice little gas kabush there just to keep himself alive and just stop the back from Baskin for now. Teleport isn't available for him for another moment or two, so Baskin going to have to make the manual walk back to this engagement. But the Fire Giant spawned again here, Adonis. Flex need to contest this. This is their last chance to have a chance in this game, I want to say.
It's so hard, though. I mean, your Titan's on half-life. You've got 2 Phoenixes down. Left hand's going to spawn. Oceans and Lassiz.
They've got
gonna
bombs.
combine, trying to do it, looking to go
level
over the
17
corner.
though. Here comes Incon 2. Lassiz under pressure. Jigz gets a 3-man cataclysm off. Homiefe's in the sky. They ignore the Fire Giant. They look for Lassiz. Lassiz deleted before he can get the stun off. Oceans can barely watch there as Incon is now around the back. Gets hit by a Kraken. He's tanky enough to survive a while though.
His reach.
But there is a good chase. Can he get it with a reach?
No,
It is Incon. Incon does this all the time. Meanwhile, Baskin in the back picks up picks up one as Hurriwind does delete Incon. This looks like game here, Adonis. Problem solved. Are going to take game 1 by the looks of it. Take
game
week
2.
1.
This will be a closeout.
Week 1 of Relegations.
Lassiz, Incon, and Oceans all dead for now. Left side Phoenix has respawned, but the middle Phoenix hasn't. So the Titan, it hasn't healed back up. 3,000 life on it, and now problem solved. They're going to pile in, and Baskin just kind of showing his strength. The Omega play for him. Fear no Evil going to keep problem solved at bay, but it's only a matter of time now.
Only a matter of time. The Titan does fall, and problem solved move them automatically onto week 3 of the Relegations now. Team Flex will more than likely be back for week 2, I expect. Do you reckon any roster changes for them, or will we see the same roster?
I mean, these
are
strong players that, yeah, they looked good, especially in that second game. Game 1 was real bad for them. They understand their problems, and honestly, problem solved is, like I said, it's the squad that's been winning most of the scrims in North America. So the fact that they're going up against this team that has been touted to be a top 4 in the SPL this season, it's an okay look.
Early days to say that, though.
It's very early. These are
days.
projections from like the in-scene, the top players. They do expect problem solved to do very well if they can make it in, though.
And
this
they
is
look
still only
very,
Relegations.
very good. They will go to Relegations week 3, which you'll find out more about in the coming weeks. Obviously, next week we're going to have week 2 of Relegations, where EU on Saturday, NA on Sunday again. We'll go into that a little bit more detail in a second, but let's have a little look back at that game and see First Blood, I believe, at the beginning of that game.
Yes, I believe First Blood was...
Oh, it wasn't First Blood. My bad. Here's the big plays from Baskin, pretty much. Baskin's
You mean the entire game?
Well, the whole game.
The big plays
Both
from
games.
Baskin, you mean the entire game?
That's true.
We just watched like 30 minutes of
There's
Baskin's
a reason
plays.
Anderson said he feels like Baskin could be one of the best players in the world, if not is the best player in the world right now.
And to be fair, both of these solo laners played kind of the same style of game. Baskin was just more efficient at it. They got tanky, they have a lot of damage on their base abilities, and they dove the backline. Look at this. This is the fight where Baskin is 4v1ing.
But look what happens. He keeps him so all busy, burns so much that when Homiefe comes in, he gets the follow-up. Daretocare
look at this.
Tries to end up being defensive, and this is why Baskin ends up making this work for his team more, because he's got more follow-up too.
You know, Homie had a great game as well, and I really like this kid. Probably one of my top jungler to look at heading into this season. He's had a lot of potential. He's incredibly young. He's only like 14 years old.
Is he really?
Yeah, he went 7-1 and 14 this game, and to me, I think he's going to have a massive impact on the SPL. He's been around and ranked forever when he was, only like 12 years old. A very well-known player, and
this is the kill that happened on Incon. He said, how did Incon die? Incon was actually base, and he wasn't trying to do the red buff. You lied, Adonis. You made him look bad.
I said, was he trying?
He was
it was
trying.
a question.
He was
See, the
trying to
Berserker's
survive.
Barrage actually finished off at the red buff, so you never know, man.
And there's the final kill onto Lassiz as well.
Look at that shield, too.
As well.
That shield from Jigz.
Really
the
good
second
work.
the stun's there's the shield
that
right
team
after.
is looking absolutely dangerous right now, heading towards the relegation spots that they're trying to fight for at the moment.
A little bit cocky.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I mean, they did stand around a little bit. And
Metyankey and Baskin playing a little bit cocky, I think, in a lot of spots. But hey, honestly, they just beat Team Flex, so they're looking real good.
They flexed on Flex, but can they continue? And is the big question. Week 2, however, will continue next week. We'll see EU on Saturday, NA on Sunday, and we'll see another potential the teams that win will go into week 3 of the relegations and fight for those spots to try and take a spot in the SPL. Any predictions so far?
Problem solved. I think we'll make it in the SPL.
Do you reckon Team Flex will be a win next week? Or will there be a new team on the block?
It's interesting because Gar is still a free agent. Madman Mark as well, with Stealth heading over to Envy.
You're making teams right now.
There's going to be some interesting teams, I would say, next week. It was very important to win this first week.
Interesting teams to look forward to, guys. It was an exciting first look at Season 3. We've got a whole season ahead of us. Tune in next week and find out more. But for now, it's Valentine's Day. If you don't have any good friends, go see the gods. The gods all love you. Or Kevin will.
I love you too.
I'll see you later. It's still empty. See you later.